I am altering the deal. Pray I don't alter it any further.
And here we go.
It's the comic book bullies.
Man, you come right out of a comic book.
It's the comic book bullies.
You will bow down before me!
It's the comic book bullies.
Now I am the master.
It's the comic book bullies. It's the comic book bullies. Welcome back to the Comic Book Bullies with Nerds New Bully. I'm your host Leroy, aka Paste Pot Pete, with my co-host.
This is Eli, aka R2 D-Bag.
Not the D-bag. It was on the spot. I couldn't think of anything on the time. I was like, oh shit, I hadn't thought of anything. Anyway, we are back with another episode. Appreciate everybody showing up. Nobody's hitting right now, but we know they're gonna pile in. Eli, quick recap. Has anybody died this week or anything? Or
Not that I can think of offhand. I'm sure somebody did.
The Delta variant is on the rise, so I'm pretty sure somebody did.
Yeah.
Sorry for sucks for that. My job has mandated masks back in, even though they not mandated masks, not mandated back in because of Delta variant on the rise. That being said, we're gonna get past all that real life stuff. Let's get into something. You came to hear us talk about escapism.
It's 2020 all over again.
It's 2020 all over again because we didn't get enough of it. So that's the thing. So before we actually get into the podcast, one thing I want to address, I want to do some house cleaning. Because I think, was it the last episode, Eli? The episode before then, I made a Gordon Gartrell reference, and I noticed a bunch of people didn't get the reference. Didn't know what the hell I was talking about. I was like, how do you not know this? Who raised you people? Anyway, so before we get into it, I'm going to do a recap on Gordon Gartrell. We're going to talk about who is Gordon Gartrell. Gordon Gartrell's playing. So Gordon Gartrell is from the episode of The Cosby Show. And the episode of The Cosby Show was season 1, episode 8, A Shirt Story. That's right, Eli. We're going deep. Now, we're going deep. Now, the first episode that I wanted to talk about when it first started off, Theo came back from Bookman's, which is a man warehouse store, and he bought a Gordon Gartrell shirt. Cliff had no idea how much a Gordon Gartrell cost. He found out that the Gordon Gartrell cost $95 and told him only way a 14-year-old is going to wear a $95 shirt is if he's on stage with his 4 brothers. Big laugh. Everybody loved it. So made him take the shirt back. Denise, on the other hand, said those Gordon Gartrells are overpriced. I can make you that same shirt and make you a Gordon Gartrell knockoff for $35. Cheap and way than what you paid for, and nobody will even know the difference. So he decided to take Denise off and go for that. Turns out Denise bit off more than she can chew. A Gordon Gartrell is harder to replicate than she thought it could. So when date night came, when the big date for Christine came, boom, you get this iconic shot of not Gordon Gartrell. And this is a shot that everybody has seen before where he's yelling at Denise for, making a shirt. So this is where you get the phrase from. Anytime you make a Gordon Gartrell, you basically make a bad knockoff bootleg. That's what Gordon Gartrell is. If
and
you
check
hear
it
somebody
out.
say it.
Check it out, yo. I got an image. I got an image I can share.
Hold on. Let me see. Wait. Hold on. Let me get out of this. Really? You looked up a Gordon Gartrell?
You can get a Gordon Gartrell shirt.
I did not know you get a Gordon Gartrell shirt. So that's where Gordon Gartrell came from. So one more image. I will just show this real quick. So he goes to so it's date night. Christine sees it and she actually loves the shirt. She says she knows that a Gordon Gartrell, but Gordon Gartrell's on his way out anyway because how fast fashion moves. It looks like an itchy Armorata, which is the new guy that's replacing Gordon Gartrell. So that's it. So basically, Theo learned nothing in an episode. He didn't learn that the clothes make the man or anything like that. No important lesson. His girlfriend likes it. That was his girlfriend through pretty much the entire run of the series. And that's it. So, Eli, what was the whole point of that story that I was trying to tell? Cancel culture. I'm making it full circle because I'm just saying, because if it wasn't for cancel culture, people wouldn't know who Gordon Gartrell is. Yes, everybody knows every single thing that happened on Seinfeld. Everything knows everything that happened on Friends in The Office. But when you make a reference to the Cosby Show, people don't know what to talk about. Why? Because of Bill Cosby. Yes, I know Bill Cosby is a problematic figure, contradictory figure, whatever you want to say. But regardless, whatever you think of Bill Cosby, Heathcliff Huxtable never did shit to nobody. So we
neither
have
did
to get
Theo.
Neither did Theo. Neither Theo, neither did Vanessa, neither did Denise, neither did Claire, neither did Rudy, neither did Elvin. Elvin works at fucking Trader Joe's because he can't get work. Because
that was
remember, yeah,
that's right. The oldest daughter's boyfriend.
the oldest
right?
daughter. What was her name?
We can't even remember her name.
I can't remember her name, but
Sandra.
yeah, that's the whole Sandra. But
Sandra.
we wouldn't be struggling if it was still on TV. You just had to look for this stuff. So that's my whole point. We need to learn to separate the art from the artist and learn upon your history, because we don't need to get rid of any erase the Cosby Show from history, because this is some good stuff. That's all I had to say.
Like I said, you can get a T-shirt. No one will know what you're wearing, but you can
nobody know what you're wearing. But it's kind of like if I wear like a Blue Lantern shirt, nobody know what the hell I'm wearing. I can wear a Green Lantern shirt, nobody know what the hell I'm wearing. So, yeah, Eli, I think you're up. I think you're up on this one, because I know you want to do like a shameless plug.
Okay, let me get. I got to get another image up. Well, this is both of us, so you can join into.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna join into it. Yeah, okay, yeah.
So here we go. Let me get.
I'm letting you take point.
Okay.
I'll just follow you.
Okay, boom.
Oh, hold on, let me get that.
So we've been immortalized.
Let me move that out the way.
Sure. There's been, we've had the Mona Lisa, we've had the Scream, we've had, Leonardo's, what's it called, Sectional Man or whatever it's called. Iconic.
The Sistine Chapel.
Yes, there you go. The ceiling, all that stuff. The Leaning Tower of Pisa, all these iconic pieces of artwork throughout history, and now we have been immortalized. Yes.
Love it. We're gonna make this a profile picture. We want to reveal it first. But yeah.
So this was done by Keith T. Jim. He is actually an artist I've been working on that the werewolf story that I've been yes, I should plug that. I don't talk about it like I should. So anyways, there was a Kickstarter. It's over now. The book is coming out probably wintertime. But it is an anthology of a bunch of werewolf stories written and drawn by Native American writers and artists. And it's called A Howl. Me and Keith, we have a story in it. He's doing the art. I wrote it. And he's been knocking out some cool shit. I've seen some of his pages. They're awesome. I'm stoked. And he's like, you know what? He decided to make us this pick for us.
I'm glad he did it, because I was gonna actually commission somebody to do it. So I'm glad he, dropped out of nowhere and decided to do it. So yeah.
Yeah, he out of nowhere, he just asked me like, "Yo, can I get a picture of you?" I'm like, "Sure." And then, I'm not much of a selfie kind of guy, but there you go. I like that a lot better than my pick that I took. So
I thought you were gonna send him to pick, with Sex Machine. I thought you were gonna send him that
one. I should have. Well, yeah. So yeah, and he's got his own book out. I think it's called The Heroes. He's down in Arizona. Check out his Facebook page. It's KTJ1 Comics and Arts. You can buy his comic books. You can buy his other art that he does there. He's got prints and other illustrations that he does. So check him out. And like I said, I'm honored and very gracious. I thank him, to the infinity and beyond for stepping up and doing this story. So feel very honored and grateful for him to work with them and to get this out, to get to do this and get this work out there. So can't wait for y'all to see it. And so check it out. And we, like I said, here we are. Comic art.
Right. And we're not going to review your book, but we're going to send it to Gomer so they can review it.
Yeah. Actually, I think I did review it. I bought a copy like last year or something. I know I did talk about it on the show before. So, but yeah. So yeah, check out Leroy looking badass.
I'm looking at the details in the back. I see, because our slogan, our unofficial slogan, shout out to my boss, stay black, stay red. So I see he's got that in the background. Although he got the red on me and the black on you, but that's okay. because I also see that's Superman. That's my guy. Batman, kind of your guy. Sort
Yeah,
of, kind of.
yeah.
I know Punisher is your guy, but you know,
Vader, Darth Vader. I guess.
there we go, Vader, Darth Vader. We'll make it work. So it fits. It works.
Yeah.
Oh man. So try to see what do we got next. Okay, so yeah, so we're back up and we're going to do, I guess we're gonna talk about this. Eli, I don't know how much you've kept track of all this brouhaha that's been going on.
I read one of the articles, that the main basic article, because you sent, I saw the preview today, like, tune in tonight, we're going to be talking about this shit, and I'm like, oh really? Because I didn't really care. I really didn't give a shit about it.
I figured you didn't. I figured I was going to be the main person talking about this, but that's okay.
Let me read it. Let me just like get some details before I try not to look like I don't know shit.
Yeah, so the main thing was going on with this Scarlett Johansson. Now we reviewed Black Widow on here. People have seen it. Oh, let me put the little thing back up. I forgot. So people have seen Black Widow, and can we call it, Eli? I'm gonna call it. I say this is the MCU's first flop. I don't think that's a controversial opinion.
I guess, I think they count on every movie to make at least $1 billion, or up or in the range of $1 billion, maybe not. I mean,
their lowest grossing movies normally is like $500 million. Ant-Man and the Wasp does $500 million, and that's movies people don't care about. So this didn't even do that. Plus, it's not even gonna get a China release. So I think it's safe to say that this is MCU's first flop. That being said, Scarlett Johansson had a problem with that. And not the fact that it flopped. I don't think she had a fact that it flopped. She had a problem with her contract. Because the thing is, Scarlett Johansson, looking at her badass right there, she got her sights set on who? Mickey Mouse. I just like that. So the thing is with Scarlett Johansson is that she had in her contract that the movie was supposed to be a theatrical release exclusively for a limited amount of time. Because not only is she the lead of this movie, she's also one of the executive producers, which means in her contract, she got it worked in that she's supposed to make money off the back end of the theater, of the back end of the points. Same way Robert Downey Jr. did. He made like $75 million. Same way Jack Nicholson did with Batman. That's where the money is, making off that. However, when Disney released their movie on Disney Plus, where they made almost the same amount of money as they made in the theaters, and Scarlett Johansson didn't get a cut of that because when she signed her initial contract, Disney Plus didn't even exist yet. She got pissed and decided to sue them. Now, people ask, why is she suing now? Why didn't she sue earlier? She couldn't sue earlier because none of us knew that Black Widow was going to Disney Plus until April. That's when they announced it. So nobody even knew till then. They were telling her the whole time we weren't going to do it. So when it happened in April, she tried to get her people to renegotiate. Disney was like, I'm altering the deal. Pray I don't alter it any further.
Basically, that's what I'm.
Yeah, pretty much what happened. So, and that's what's going on right now. So, yeah. So basically, what we have going on right now: Black Widow versus Mickey Mouse, Civil War 2. So here's my thing, Eli. People, I don't know if people know about it. And like I said, I know you don't care about it. I know a lot of people don't care about it. But I'm seeing people like halfway putting their 2 cents into it, and that's siding with Disney. Like, how are you going to side with Disney on this situation? Like, let's be honest, do people hate women that much? I mean, because this is one of the Chris's or RDJ going after Disney for their money. People get pissed off. Doesn't matter whether or not the movie should have came out in 2015 or the movie sucked or you don't like Taskmaster. Doesn't matter. Contract is a contract. So that's my whole thing with that.
From what I understand is the streaming service, it's a whole nother thing. And that's not factored into their contract. The actors,
right? It didn't even exist. Disney Plus didn't even exist when her contract.
So if they're going to release everything on the streaming service, it sounds like Disney is going forward. Disney is basically saying "fuck the movie theaters,"
right?
And
because the thing is, the movie theaters were complaining about this last week. We didn't talk about it, but it was the same thing Scarlett Johansson was saying. So
because the streaming isn't included in the contract, so they should have renegotiated if that was the case, right? Because things changed, and they should have looked at the numbers again. And we can't
predict COVID. Yeah, we couldn't predict COVID. But here's the thing: streaming has another side of it also. Okay, so yes, in the first weekend, it made 60 million on Disney Plus. However, it hurts the theaters in other ways also. For instance, okay, yeah, we saw the movie in the theater. Well, I saw the movie in the theater, stuff like that. But some people paid to see the movie, and some of you sailed the seven seas with the big homie Jack Sparrow. I'm not calling names, but you know who you are. Now the problem is with streaming out there, that means they have bootlegs online the same day. And these aren't the bootlegs like from 2003 and 2006, where you see the guy's head in the background and he's pointing to the screen. Ooh, watch this scene right here. This scene about to be
people
awesome.
Coughing and shit.
Right here, coughing, babies crying. We don't know, those bootlegs aren't exist anymore. People were getting 4K quality bootlegs of Black Widow, 4K 5.1 Dolby digital surround sound bootlegs. So if you get that, why would I pay for Disney Plus? Why would I go to the theaters to see that? So they were getting this stuff. And that's not even counting the people that were bumming off other people's accounts for Disney Plus. For every person that has Disney Plus,
sharing and all that
password sharing, stuff like that, because they still haven't cracked that down yet. So for every one person that paid for Black Widow, 5 other people watched it. Yeah, it kills repeat viewings. I saw Black Panther 5-6 times in the theater. If it's there in my theater, why would I go to the theater to see it 5-6 times? If I can just watch it right there, Yeah. So streaming does a lot of things. It's a lot of things going on right now. And actually, Scarlett Johansson, she kind of opened up the floodgates. Other people are coming after Disney too, because not just her, but you got Emma Stone. I can't think of the name. Emma Stone. She's pissed off about Cruella also going on Disney Plus. Mm-hmm. So she's thinking about going after them.
Well, go ahead.
I was saying Emily Blunt.
Oh,
they released that Jungle Cruise on Disney Plus, which is also bombing. So she might go after Disney. And some weird shit. Gerard Butler came forward. He's pissed about Olympus Has Fallen.
Oh,
saying they didn't pay him for a movie back in 2013.
But they did this with Dune, like Denis Villeneuve, the director of Dune, and a bunch of those cast members went after Warner Brothers over the HBO Max thing, and they basically said, okay, they renegotiated and said, okay, we're going to give you your cut, because, the streaming services are basically the only people who profit off the streaming are the investors, are basically, Wall Street assholes. It ain't the artists, it ain't the movie man, it ain't the filmmakers, the creative minds behind all this entertainment that we love and we consume basically are getting fucked out of this deal. And the movie theaters. I mean, I've said this before. I mean, movie theaters has to pay Disney to show their movies for a certain amount of time, and they have to on a certain amount of screens, and now they're like they gotta pay Disney to keep Black Widow in their theaters for so long. Meanwhile, no one's gonna watch it.
Right, and that's why Black Widow got banned in China, because of this whole Disney streaming shit. They were like, if you're gonna show this same day streaming, we're not gonna show your movie. It's done.
Yeah.
So it's kind of interesting what we're saying. Like I said, Shang-Chi comes out next month or something like that. Black Widow is the last Disney Plus streaming movie they're coming out with. They're done with it after that. So it's gonna be theaters only. So we'll see if it goes up from there. So
give ScarJo her fucking money. She's done with this role. She did her work, and now she's gonna go back to doing movies that no one's gonna watch because Disney fucked up cinemas.
Right. and they own everything. Right.
So, right. A bunch of movies no one's gonna watch because they're not superhero movies or they're not Disney movies. And
she may win an Oscar or two, that's
on a movie that she was nominated for Oscars for movies we haven't seen.
Right. She didn't have to put on tight leather or anything like that, but she still got nominated, And people are just acting like, why is she going after Disney? Oh, that means she won't be able to come back to the MCU. She got killed off. Why would she come back? Like, let it go. Here's my thing though, Eli. I wonder if Marvel's going to take it out on the Black Widow character because of what's going on.
Well, I heard Kevin Feige's even pissed off. He's like siding with her too.
I wouldn't be surprised if Kevin Feige was the one that told her to do it. To sue him, Now that's my thing. If they piss off, you can piss off ScarJo, but you don't want to piss off Kevin Feige. He's your golden goose, because the moment He leaves. You know who's going to be on the fall? DC, can you come over here and fix Superman for us?
Hey, Zack Snyder. Hey, we want to head Marvel.
Right. Oh, it's going to be flip-flop. Zack Snyder.
Just like James Gunn. James Gunn went over and did DC movies.
Right. Like immediately. They wasted no time. Hell, Joss Whedon, they wasted no time. So yeah, they will waste no time getting Kevin Feige the case. Kevin Feige, please go to DC. Save them. Oh man, we done with that. Okay. Sure. Well, now we can go to what you were talking about. We're going to talk about your guy, Taika Waititi. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I hope I'm saying his name right. I think
that's the way. Taika Waititi. Okay. I think.
Okay.
Pretty sure. I just saw this article today. I was like, hey, we got anything else to talk about? So yeah, so Taika Waititi was originally making a Flash Gordon animation, but now it's going to be a live action movie now. So, and that's about all we know. We don't know who's going to be in it. We don't know when it's going to be released because this dude's got like 1,000 shit, coming out like in the next few
Not
years.
His own personal projects,
Yeah, I mean, he's doing Thor: Love and Thunder. Mm-hmm. He's supposed to be doing a Star Wars movie.
Really?
Yeah, they gave him a Star Wars. They don't know what it's about yet, but he's contracted to do a Star Wars movie. He's been directing episodes of Mando, the Mandalorian, as well as voicing characters on the show. He's got that Reservation Dogs. He's co-creator on that show.
Him?
Yeah,
okay.
That show that I'm excited for, the Native American, comedy show coming on Hulu. I think it's next week. He's like co-creator of that. Yeah, he was supposed to do was that Jordan Peele? Who's doing Akira? I think they were talking to him about doing Akira.
They were going back and forth, yeah.
But now he's got this Flash.
They're playing hot potato with that franchise.
Yeah. And in the middle of that, he won an Oscar for fucking that Jojo
Flash.
Rabbit.
Flash. Yeah, Gabe knows it.
Yeah.
Central Universe.
Yeah, Flash. I mean, Flash Gordon. I mean, it was a comic book back in the 40s or whatever. Space
serial.
Yeah,
it was inspiration for Star Wars. Like George Lucas tried to get Flash Gordon, they wouldn't send the rights to Flash Gordon. So like, screw you, I'm gonna just make my own version. So yeah.
And then of course they made the movie in the 80s that we all know, that we all grew up on, all us old motherfuckers. Flash. The Queen did the soundtrack. Just a man.
Doom 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 doom.
Yeah. So Taika Waititi, he's got a very eclectic, very humorous, very kind of a goofy way of doing things. He's more of a comedy. He likes to inject a lot of humor in everything he does.
It's kind of like dark humor though, like stuff you probably shouldn't laugh at, like when he dressed as Hitler, stuff like that.
Yeah. Well,
he made it work.
Yes, he turned the Holocaust into a comedy.
Right.
It was some sad moments and very poignant, moving moments, but it was still very funny. It was a satire. He was making fun of how ridiculous, Nazis were.
I mean, of course, he wasn't the first one to pull it out. Mel Brooks did it too.
Oh yeah.
Keep in mind, both of them are Jewish. Dressed as Hitler.
And then What We Do in Shadows, he did that. The parody of the vampire documentary, and that was hilarious. So yeah, he's got a kind of a goofy sense of humor. So, and of course, Thor Ragnarok was hilarious too.
Yeah,
a lot of funny
about the apocalypse, but
yeah, we laughed at Asgard getting blown up. No, it pissed a lot of people off, but hey,
rip roaring comedy.
So yeah, interested to see what he does with Flash Gordon.
So let's see with that one. So let's see what we got next. Oh, this is also you.
Is it?
Yep.
Oh, Chucky.
Yep.
Again. Yeah. So was it last week they released a teaser trailer? It was only like 30 seconds.
Then
So this week they just released the whole official full trailer of the Chucky TV series that is going to be on Sci-Fi, and I gotta say it looks pretty fucking cool. Brad Dourif sounds like he's back doing the voice. We got some kid who looks like he's an outcast. He's being bullied, and he gets this Chucky doll and starts to talk to it, and Chucky does his Chucky shit, getting knives and murdering people, and it's Chucky. What do you want? Like I said, stick to the formula. Don't turn Chucky into like a robot Terminator doll
like
that
Ultron and shit.
yeah, that hacks into the internet and controls drones and smart cars and shit. Just stick to the formula. As corny as it is, voodoo doll gets possessed by serial killer and goes on a murder and rampage. That's all we want, and that's what it looks like this show is giving us. So I'm excited. It comes out. It looks cool. It comes out in October, and it does have like that autumn orange, hue to it. So perfect for Halloween season. So I'm pretty excited.
Nice. Okay. Yeah. KISS. The word KISS. Keep it simple, stupid. That's my band director always said. So yeah. All right. So yeah. So okay. I got a surprise for you, Eli. This is on me now. This is on me. I wanted to save this for this one because my boy is back. The GOAT.
Oh.
Ben Affleck. I don't care what anybody say. Best Batman. That's mine. And he is back. This is not some we got this covered type thing that Bruce Wayne, like Ben Affleck maybe back like that. No, he is back. He is here. They saw him on set. He is driving the Bat Cycle or his stunt double, one or the other. But either way, he's on his way, So it's just funny, Eli, that the day of that he was driving the Bat Cycle, the morning of he was rubbing J-Lo's booty. So like the best of both worlds. I mean, he really thinks he's Bruce Wayne.
I was about to say he ain't acting.
He ain't acting. He's just like, oh, I'm not Batman. I mean, look at it. People saying he got in better shape for J-Lo than he did for Batman. So yeah, that's all I gotta say. Like I said, he is the goddamn Batfleck. That being said, Eli, segue into you. You already know where we're going with this.
Okay. So
come on, you know where we're going with this.
Oh,
yeah.
Speaking of Batman, the goddamn Batman.
Right. Oh, Uncle Frank. I'm gonna let you say, honestly, I don't know what this story is, but I'm just curious to see. Anytime we can talk about Frank Miller, I just want to talk about Frank Miller. Just because I don't know what direction we're gonna talk about Frank Miller. So yeah.
Okay. You want me to take it?
Go for it, yeah.
Okay, so what? Okay, I should have read or took notes, but
I didn't read it, so yeah.
Some comic convention in the UK, I believe. There's some comic convention, and Frank Miller was supposed to be there, but some Muslim artist decided not to, or basically said she was not going to attend if Frank Miller was going to be there. Because she is still salty about his book Holy Terror.
Holy Terror, yeah.
And so the comic convention decided to cancel Frank Miller's appearance.
Frank Miller is canceled.
Yeah.
It's so like you're like 40 years too late, but okay.
So yeah, back in what 2000
whenever 9/11 was
2005, a few years after 9/11,
yeah,
Frank Miller wrote a book called Holy Terror. It was originally supposed to be a Batman. It was supposed to be a Batman book,
right?
But DC
read it
like no, you ain't. Batman ain't gonna. Batman's an asshole, but they ain't this much of an asshole,
right?
So Frank Miller turned it into this vigilante who goes around killing Islamic terrorists. And it's been accused. I have never read it,
you just hear about it.
I heard about it. Like everybody, hey, like Grant Morrison, even Stan Lee said this thing's a piece of shit.
Right. No PC, no PR spin, just like no. Fuck
this is outdated garbage or something, he said. It's been accused of as being Islamophobic because this guy goes around killing Muslim terrorists. But a few years ago, Frank Miller has come out and apologized and said, it was a reaction to 9/11. I was very angry at the time, and I, basically apologized for it. Said I could never write this book again. It was a bad time in my life. I mean, he was a New Yorker. He was there when it happened, and
right.
And
Islamophobia post 9/11 was at an all-time high. Like it was dangerously high. So not forgiving. And that's the thing about it, Eli. Like we always forgive Frank. We always forgive Uncle Frank for all the shit he does. I mean, we know he always write racist shit, sexist shit, homophobic, transphobic shit, Islamic bigoted shit. He always does that, but we love him anyway. Why? Because we just do. I don't know. Why do we let him get away with this shit? Why does he get a pass for everything?
For one thing, all that shit was like back in the 80s when everyone was doing it.
Right.
It was back in the 80s.
It was back in the 80s. You could do anything. I mean,
what's he written last? Was it the Dark Knight 3 or whatever?
Right, where he made fun of Trump or some shit, which I was like, you making fun of Trump? I thought you were. Never mind. Okay.
Yeah, turning Superman into a dick, and
Yeah, I'm just saying, like, anybody that read Frank Miller, I can understand people outside of our circle. Eli can get offended by him, because every black person he writes is a pimp or a thug. Every woman he writes is a prostitute. That's just how it is. He always have Nazis pop up some kind of way, like for some reason whatsoever. I don't know. They might be cross-dressing. They might be real Nazis. They might be black Nazis. He had Samuel Jackson as a Nazi. I forgot about that shit.
Oh, that's right. In the shadow.
He did do In the Shadow.
Oh, the spirit. The spirit.
The spirit. One of them shits. It doesn't matter. It was like, what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah.
But you just go with it. You just like, I don't know. We give him a pay. It's what, Eli, because he's our old racist uncle. That's just Uncle Frank. Just let him go.
He's like Archie Bunker. He's from an old time. He's learning. He's tolerating.
Yeah.
He is tolerant. That's the thing. He goes with the flow.
Right. He's trying. He's trying.
Yeah, he tries. But yeah, he's from like I said,
he's just from that era.
Yeah.
We grew up it. We understand, but I can understand people just not getting into him. Might not understand, but that's Uncle Frank for you,
Yeah, I mean, and again, like I said, just a few years ago, he apologized for the book. He apologized for it. So what do you want? I mean, this is where I can understand boycotting people and all that shit, but yeah, I mean, I do think people need to evolve. People can evolve. People can learn. And
right. That's the thing. I don't know when. Yeah.
That's the one thing I have a problem with cancel culture is like they're bringing up shit that happened years
20,
ago.
30.
That book came out like over 10 years ago.
Right.
It was a lot. It was, I'm not making excuses for it, but we had different attitudes back then, and we are evolving now.
Right. I mean, we're all evolving, not just Frank, us as a culture. We're realizing that the shit we did used to be fucked up, and we're all trying to learn and trying to get better at the stuff.
Yeah.
That's the whole point of growing. That's the whole point of evolving. I feel like I said, she had a problem with Frank. She shouldn't have canceled Frank. Let Frank show up, have a conversation with him, have a sit down with him. That's the thing we don't need to do is sweep the stuff under the rug. Eli, what this reminds me of? Like, they want to cancel stuff from like way, way back in the past and it may be racist, but I don't have a problem with it. Dukes of Hazzard. I'm just saying, the thing about Dukes of Hazzard, because I was just thinking about it, that every Friday I used to watch Dukes of Hazzard right before Dallas came on, and that was my Friday. But I didn't know how problematic Dallas was. I mean, not Dallas. Dallas was cool. No, Dallas was fucked up too, now I think about it. But Dukes of Hazzard. Dukes of Hazzard. I didn't realize how problematic it was. You had the Confederate flag on a car called the General Lee. One of the protagonists, one of the main characters of this show was named after Confederate General. Bo Duke is named
had toys. They had
toys. I had the toy. I had the toy of the General Lee. Yes, I had that toy, just had no problem with all that. But yeah, Bo Duke is short for P.T. Beauregard, the Confederate general. And he was the smart one of the Duke boys because he was named after a general, so he was the strategist of the Duke boys. So it's fucked up.
You're deep into the mythology.
Yes, I'm deep in the lore of the Dukes of Hazzard. Yeah. I don't know why I know this shit. I just know this shit because I used to watch it on Friday night. But then I started sitting on the stuff. Oh, we're canceling Dukes of Hazzard. We can't show Dukes of Hazzard anymore. I'm like, why you cancel Dukes of Hazzard? Oh, that's why you cancel Dukes of Hazzard.
And hey, I try to be woke as I can, but as a native, I still watch Indiana Jones.
Wait, what's wrong with Indiana Jones? I'm trying to
He
think.
be grave robbing all these native sites and shit.
Oh yeah, he does do that shit. Yeah,
The first movie, that's what he's doing. He's going into a sacred indigenous site and stealing their gold.
but it's a fun thing. Like Star-Lord ripped it off, you know.
Yeah, I mean, that's
All right,
you know,
okay,
it's fun. Yeah, watching that cave of booby traps. Like, damn, these are some badass natives that booby trapped this cave and shit to keep these fucking colonizers out and shit. But Indiana Jones got through because Indiana Jones is the shit.
Right. And I'm sorry, no matter what Frank does, says, or anything like that, I am never canceling Frank Miller. I can't do it. I'm sorry. I understand he did some fucked up shit. I can't cancel him.
It's like what's her face said on Rutherford Falls. I'm allowed one problematic movie or something.
Right. Dukes of Hazzard is my hall pass or something. I don't know. So, oh man, is this on me now? I guess it's on me. Let me go next. Okay. All right. So, oh yeah, the video game section. I hate this shit. I hate this topic that we're talking about because Sony just made an announcement that the PS5 just sold 10 million units, making it the fastest selling PlayStation console of all time. And I'm pissed because I still don't know anybody that has one. All they're doing is, you know why? Because all of that 10 million they sold went to scalpers and bots and all this shit like that. So they're buying this shit left and right. Nobody else get their hands on one because they're buying them. So the moment they go on Walmart or Best Buy or Target, there's some bot, some AI program that just buys all of them up. And they just stuck in a warehouse somewhere that nobody else get their hands on. And they resell them for $1,000, $900, whatever you want to be. Wait till Christmas comes around, Eli. You're going to see some ridiculous prices for these PS5s because some retailer on Amazon is some third party is going to resell them like that.
Gabe got one. How much you pay for it?
God damn it, Gabe. You're reselling, ain't you? You're one of them. You're one of them. I know it is. I'm snitching on you. I'm reporting you.
Just one? You only got one, Gabe?
Thanks for listening. Oh man, yeah. I have 5, but yeah. All right. So
what color
the next,
you want?
Right. Spray painted everything. The Nike version. All right. So next one, just quick one. Now this one is even though Eli, we said that there wasn't any sad news. This is sad news because Forza 7 is going out of production. Microsoft's going to stop selling it. So on September 15th, it would no longer be for sale. They're removing off the Xbox store. They're removing all the DLC out of Xbox store, and you won't be able to buy it. I think it has something to do with like the license agreement, stuff like that. So when I heard that news, it made me go like that Fast and Furious. It's been a long time. How'd you, my friend? Reason because that's my favorite racing game. I love that game. It's realistic. You're driving, you got stick shift and all stuff like that. Now it's going away. I'm like, man, what I got left now? Grand Theft Auto or some shit? I don't know. Let's see. Getting up 3 a.m. Stuck in warm up. Oh yeah, you did. I remember you did say you did that shit. I'm not that dedicated. Yeah, I'm sorry. I can't do it. Oh man. Remember, nobody ever remember. See, they don't do midnight releases anymore like they used to. I remember back in like the 2000s, like with Halo and shit. No, NBA 2K, and there was always a fight broke out. But anyway, I think we're getting sidetracked. She can move on to the. Is that it? Yeah, that's it. Okay, so move on to the next part of the podcast.
Sure.
Okay, so this is the comic book bullies where we talk about the comic books, and we're just gonna jump into it. Eli, should I go first?
Sure.
I'll go first. Okay. Did you read Superman Son of Kal-El?
I did.
Cool. You can help me out with this. Let me give me a chance to get set up on this one. I'm gonna do it, but I just want to show everybody that this is actually was teased in future state where Jonathan Kent was going to become the new Superman. So that's where we are right now, and that's where this book starts. Oh, let me sign in real quick. Get in there. I am not set up at all for this, but yeah. Anyway, giving some people some backstory about what's going on right now. Future state, basically, we don't really know what happened to Superman. It's not that they didn't say. I just didn't read it. I don't care. He's gone in space with the Authority, I think, or not the Authority.
Oh yeah, he was doing some. He's losing his powers according to that book. If that book is canon, I don't.
Which it may or may not be. We don't know what Grant Morrison nowadays. It's like, is it canon, Grant Morrison? Sure. All right, so I just want to just show the what do we got here? Yeah, okay, so we got that. I'm going to do a quick stop screen. Yep, share screen. Put that up there and just show you where the book, because the cover of the book is a homage. It is a nod to an older book. Because like I said, that is Superman, Son of Kal-El. This is actually a reference to the 1939 issue of Superman. And yes, I read the book actually. So that's where that whole thing came from. So let's just jump into it. Let's just see exactly what we got. Yeah, so basically the book starts off with Superman fighting off alien invasion. Alien invaders are shooting him, stuff like that. Right before he starts, John Jones saying, you got to be somewhere else. He like, I got to stop this thing first. Like, John Stewart shows up. Nope, we got this. So the Just League, Martian Manhunter, John Stewart, they said, this alien invasion is not even that big a deal. On a scale of 1 to 6, I give it a 4. You know, it's not even that much. So you got something to do. So he goes back to the Fortress of Solitude. And who's standing at the Fortress of Solitude? Batman, of course. And Batman's like, you're late. And he's just like, I got comms with, I'm locked in with John Jones and Martian Manhunter. I know everything that's going on. I can protect your family and I can protect the Earth at the same time. Why? Because I'm Batman, you know. So he goes in. Apparently what's going on is that Lois Lane is having a baby. She's having John Kent, you know, their son. And the whole book is about that. And Wonder Woman keeps saying all the stuff about he may be the best of all of us. And Batman is basically saying that I've run some DNA tests on him while he's in the womb. He may be stronger than Kal-El when it's all said and done. But, you know, that's either here or there. So we go to present day and we got Jonathan Kent in a California forest fire. And they're trying to escape some people, but the fire is so deep that it actually melts the tires of the fire truck or whatever like that. So he shows up, uses super breath, blows out the fire, and, you know, saves everybody. While he's doing that, he can hear what's causing the fire, and it's a guy in the middle of it. So he flies over there to the guy, and the army is shooting at the guy, but he's so hot that the bullets are melting before he even gets a chance to get there. You know, so when he gets there, they decide to just call an airstrike on him, just shoot him down. So they shoot the airstrike at him, and Jonathan grabs him aside, say like, nope. Heat vision blows the missile up. He was like, you're not going to shoot this guy because it's a real guy in there. I'm going to go in there and going to talk to him. You guys just make the situation work. So he goes in there, talk to him, says, my name is John. And the guy says, I don't know who I am. I don't know where I came from. I don't know how I got these powers. He was like, and he reads his heartbeat. His heartbeat is racing. So he knows that his heart rate is tied to his powers. So he just calms him down. He gives him a hug. Calms down. That's all he does. Doesn't fight him. Doesn't do anything with that. He calms him down. And that's it. So the army, you know, takes him and they think it's okay. And when Jonathan flies out, you know, stop the forest from raging, the army, boom, conks him in the head. With a superhero, he's like, what the hell? So he goes out in there and saves him. He's like, what are you doing with this guy? He was like, look, if this guy is a danger to us, the army is going to take him back and we're going to find out what the hell, how he got his powers. And you don't want to stand against us, Superman, if that's what your name is, Superman, because you don't want to fight the government. So he pointed guns at him and he just lets him go. So it turns out he was telling this whole story to Damon, who's hiding out in the Corto Maltese, that island that was in the Dark Knight Returns. Also Batman 89, but we're not talking about that. And Damien is being hunted by ninjas. So he's saying, we can continue the conversation. Just let me deal with these ninjas in between time while we're fighting and shit like that. So apparently this must be real time because Damien's saying he's still in that tournament. So I guess it's all going on at the same time. So while he's fighting ninjas, he's talking. They're throwing a ninja star at Superman. He's just like, really? You know, he's trying to chop him with a knife or with a sword. He just grabs them. Damien punches him. But basically telling them is that you can do more than what your dad did. Yeah, you can do more than just put out fires. You know, ninjas are easy to punch. A climate crisis, you know, inequality, you know, erosion of free, rise of demigods, all the stuff like that, all the real problems that people are dealing with. You just can't punch your way out of that. So then Damien hands them a live stream or a podcast of something called The Truth. And then basically what they're telling what's really going on with what there's going on in the world. The same thing that your mom was trying to uncover when she was a reporter to Daily Planet. That's why you want to do more, because you got your mom's gene to you. You're not just Superman, you're Lois Lane also. And he was like, well, I don't want to make people nervous. He was like, some people in the world need to be nervous. So what does the symbol stand for? It stands for truth, justice, and a better world. Now, Gomer thinks this is going to be controversial. I don't think so. This was dealt back in 2006, whatever like that. And so Damon just tells him, look, you can be more than Superman. Why, you know, fight the symptoms when you can be the cure? And that's the story. So fight for truth. So, like I said, Tom Taylor, y'all, good strong story. What do you expect? So it's more of what we expect from Tom Taylor. Best Superman story I've read since Bendis took over, basically. So thank you for saving up from Bendis. Let's see, what do we got here? So this is in continuity, bro. Yes, okay. So let me explain that. Convergence. No, Gabe, let me explain it because that's kind of hard to explain. Yes, technically he was born in Convergence. However, Mr. Mixioplicknick retconned everything. So, just like when Wonder Woman and Superman used to have a relationship where they used to get busy, gone. Never happened. Don't talk about it. It's like Fight Club. Never happened. So, and even in that story, they said that Wonder Woman and Batman was there at the Fortress of Solitude while they were giving birth to Jonathan Kent. So they rewrote history, and that's his history that happened in Mr. Mixioplicknick storyline that he rewrote. So, yeah, that's what's going on. So overall, good, strong story, 4.5 out of 5. I'm just glad to finally read a good Superman story, even though it's the son of Superman. Still, and I want to see what Tom Taylor, because like I said, Tom Taylor, when he's let off the leash, he can make some wild stories. So I want to see where he goes with this. So
yeah, he's basically anything that he's writing, I'll give it a look. Just because he writes, he injects like humanity and makes me give a shit about these motherfuckers.
Right. Yeah, because he can have Jonathan just punching bad guys left and right, and Metallo and Zod and stuff like that. But we've seen that. In the world we're in now, superheroes have to do more than just punch people. We want to see them do something else. So.
He's like, how can I be a better Superman? Instead of being like, pussy whip fucking Kal-El,
Henry Cavill.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Well, since we're doing DC, should I do Batman?
We got Batman. Oh, yeah. The Batman.
Batman Reptilian.
Reptilian, number 2.
Number 2. Written by Garth Ennis and art by Liam Sharp. Liam Sharp is doing weird art. Weird art.
He likes to experiment.
Yeah, it's not the normal Liam Sharp shit. It's like more, very abstract. It's a horror. They're going for a horror movie.
Oh, let me.
It's basically a horror movie.
Yeah.
Very. Oh, here. You want to see it again?
Okay. Yeah.
Um,
I'm thinking it's just the coloring. I'm thinking he's the same. It's like coloring. Maybe the inking is different, and it's
it's like more airbrush. Yeah, it's more airbrush.
Yeah, airbrush. Yeah,
exaggerated, more abstract.
Mm-hmm. This is a Black Label book, right?
Yeah, it's Black Label, so it's not in continuity. This is just a cool Batman story. So basically, something is going around and killing Batman's villains. It ain't Killer Croc. It's not Killer Shark. And Batman's basically investigating. He's got a dude on the inside, he's got a guy kind of infiltrating, a Joker thug kind of going into all the meetings and shit. And basically the villains are freaked out and they think it's Batman doing this, but and they're finding out that it ain't. So I got an image to share. So Batman goes out. He's trying to figure out what's going on here. And this was great. Oh, wait. Image, share this image. Share screen. This shit made me laugh my ass off.
Mm-hmm.
So Batman's in the Batmobile.
Okay. Add stream. Okay.
Yeah. So he's in the Batmobile and he's investigating a meeting, a rogues gallery meeting. A bunch of the Batman villains got together, Mr. Freeze and Poison Ivy. They all got together and they're trying to figure out what the fuck is going on, who's killing everybody, and they're trying to they think it's Batman, so they're sort of, trying to figure out how to get rid of Batman. So Batman's in the Batmobile and he's cruising down the alley by the where the meeting's at. And then all of a sudden, a bunch of thugs come running. As you can see, here's the Batmobile. A bunch of thugs come running. They're swarming them. You see, the Batmobile's giving them warnings, warning, being surrounded, all that shit, And you can see here, they're all jumping on the Batmobile. All these thugs just jumping on the Batmobile. And what does Batman do? Let's see. Get it there. He shocks them all. electrocutes everybody.
Oh, like the Batmobile shocks everybody. Okay, yeah.
The Batmobile electrocutes everybody. And then Batman, like, there's a couple left, like, hey man, we need help. We're asking you for help us. So obviously they're at the meeting and that thing came and killed a bunch of people. And all the thugs went running out and, saw basically ran to Batman for help. But Batman shocked them all. So he tells them, yeah, there's something's attacking us. Go in there and look. Batman goes in there. He sees fucking, Mr. Freeze all hanging upside down, all bleeding out and shit. And he's like interrogating him. He's like, it came and grabbed, it's acting kind of like a shark. Like it's like taking a bite out of us, but then and then spitting us out because he doesn't like the taste or something, kind of like a great white shark. But it ain't killer shark though.
Okay.
So Batman goes and looks, and then he finds. Can I zoom in here? Let me try to zoom in. Can I zoom? No, I can't. How do I do that? I need to learn how to use my computer. Okay.
Mhm.
Oh, here we go.
There we go.
So he goes down. There's Poison Ivy. He finds Poison Ivy, and she's been scalped.
Wow. Okay.
So he's like, okay, I got to figure out what's going on here. He doesn't, let me get out of this. And then, so he leaves and basically tells his one guy on the inside, like even the Joker is like kind of freaking out, doesn't know what's happening and shit. Let me get out of this. That the last one? I don't know. Anyways, it basically ends with Batman going and getting back, getting back into his the Batmobile and telling Alfred, basically get ready. I got to take samples, blah, blah, blah. He's investigating shit. And then he, I don't have the image, but then he tries to pour himself some coffee. And then he noticed that Alfred did not pack him coffee. And he's like, damn it, Alfred. And that's how it ends. It's like, this book was funny. It was funny. I was
some
laughing.
dark humor to it, but yeah.
Yeah, it's basically Garth Ennis turning Batman into an asshole. He's a total ass. And even Alfred's a pompous prick and shit. It was funny. I was like laughing a lot. So yeah, it's a murder mystery. He's investigating what this thing is that's killing all his villains. And like really like ripping them apart and shit. So yeah. Okay. So I give it a 4 out of 5. I'm digging this.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, and I'll mention in the new Detective comic, there was a story in the back where Man-Bat dies. It turns out that he was being possessed by some demon from the Tower of Fate. And the only way to destroy it was if nobody else, basically if you know about, he's kind of like Freddy Krueger, where if you know about this demon, then it'll like, he lives off the fear. So the more people that know about him or are scared of him, well, the more powerful he gets. So he battles this demon, he kills it, but he's also dying. And then Batman tries to save him, and he's like, hey, don't tell anybody what happened, because the more people that know about this demon, the more powerful he gets. So let this secret die with me. So he kind of dies as a hero. And
nice, because I know they were trying to reform Man-Bat for a while.
Yeah,
they kind of had him like Beast, didn't he? Like he had a lab coat and glasses and stuff. And
yeah, and like it shows at the end, it shows like Batman at his grave, like an unmarked grave. Like he wasn't allowed to have a funeral or basically tell anybody how Man-Bat died. And then it shows like Man-Bat's, what's his name, Kurt or whatever.
Kurt Langstrom.
Yeah, his wife at the grave, and Batman's watching her and stuff. So I don't know if
because she's been Batman, Man-Bat, Woman-Bat, whatever. She's been one before too. So.
Yeah, I don't know. It let me see. It sounds like it's going to be to continue. Like it's going to be it was only 10. It's like the little story in the back of the main book. So it was only 10 pages, but it says to be continued. So maybe they're going to continue this Man-Bat story. So, but I enjoyed that more than the main detective story.
They make you pay for both of them, though.
Yeah. So
All right. So yeah, so like I said, this is another week of Milestone. Milestone drops new books before. I'll be honest with you, I read both. I read Icon and Static. Honestly, Eli, that Static book sucked again. I don't know what's going on with that book. I'm not even going to bother reviewing it. I just want to let you know it sucked. Nothing
I read
else
it
going on
too.
with it. So what you think about it? I'm just quick thoughts.
I'm not into it as much as I thought I would be. I will say that.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna say it sucked, but
No, I think it's badly written. I don't even think like it's not for me. I just think it's badly written.
yeah,
I
I'm
like
just
the
not.
artwork on everything like that. But
Yeah, I mean, I'm just not. I did like this. I'd like Static or Icon and Rocket.
it's better, but there's a reason why, and I'll get into that also. So I'm actually
Yeah.
going to talk about Icon and Rocket. So Icon and Rocket was a book I do want to talk about, and the reason we'll talk about it because of something very specific that happened in it, or just the fact that what happened. We'll talk about it. Okay. So, like I said, for those who don't know who Icon and Rocket are, Icon is basically Black Superman or Milestone Superman. He's been their flagship guy, and oh, wrong one, fucked up. Let's get out of that. So yeah, he's their flagship guy. So he was also their first hero. Pretty much the same power as Superman. Basically, like what we have Superman was black. Why they trying to do Michael B. Jordan and all the stuff like that. Icon dealt with this thing back in 1992, whenever this book came out, So that's Icon and Rocket for you. So basically how the book starts off, it's basically a retelling of the origin that happened back in the 90s. No, and basically it's just like Superman. He's an alien. But the thing is, he was on his way to home from a spaceship, but some other like terrorist alien came aboard, destroyed the ship, and he was the only one, but he couldn't make everybody else escape, so he had to escape on his own. So when he got out of there, he escaped, went to the nearest planet, which was Earth at the time, and landed, but he landed in Georgia of 1843. So, of course, in 1843, we know what was going on around that time. There was a time doing slavery. So he was actually found by two slaves. I don't know what the male's name was, but the mother's name was Mary. It's everybody think, oh, this is just like Superman's origin. It's not Superman's story. This is Jesus' story. This is Moses' story. This is Hercules' story. This is Horus' story. This is all the story. It's the same story of mythology about the Savior coming down all through time. It's the same thing with this. Like they were looking at North Star, they go there and they find it, and that's what's going on.
Some people say that you can say that about Superman too. That
That
he was found in a manger or in a basket, basically sailing down the sea of or the river of space, and found by an old
it's Moses. It's Moses retelling. Like I said, because his creators was Jewish. So they just we're just gonna make our own character, and they just retold the same story. So, but that same origin keeps popping up over and over again. So no, it's not Superman. It was taken way before Superman was even a thing. But so
this is why comic books matter.
Right, it's modern day mythology. We keep saying it, So anyway, so like I said, Mary the slave, she touches his spaceship, and the first face he sees is hers. So he morphs into that because it lets him know whatever planet he goes to, he can morph into a person like that planet. So he basically takes her DNA and opens up the spaceship, and it's a baby in a manger, just like Jesus, Moses, Superman, whatever you want to get, it's all there. Anyway, go to modern time, and we go to Dakota City, which is where all the milestone plays take place. And Raquel wants to get a typewriter, and she thinks a typewriter is in this big mansion they're going to right now. Why does she want a typewriter? Because when the original story in 1992, that's what she wanted to get, a typewriter. In 1992, it made sense because typewriters were popular. In 2021, it doesn't really make sense. Why don't you get a cell phone or computers like that? But they actually say stuff like that. And they basically say the reason she wants a typewriter because she doesn't like social media or the internet, because she knows that they take all your information, they know who you are, they whatever, that type of stuff, So they send in her boyfriend, basically sends her in there first. Like, you go in there, scout out the mansion. When you get in there, let us know and we'll come in and follow you after. And they like, so when are you gonna hit that? They're like, nah, she's a good girl. Plus, I got plenty of side hoes for that. So I applaud DC for using the word side hose in their story. I just want to say that for a second. It was written by Bridget Hudlin, so I know somebody had their finger on the pulse with that. This is not something Brian Michael Bendis actually might do that, but because he probably heard it from a, I don't know, Drake song or something.
But would people get offended if Brian Michael Bendis wrote it?
Absolutely. I'm getting offended just thinking about it. But yeah, anyway, she sneaks in, she gets the house, they look around, they find out the oldest mansion's big, and they realize that all depending on how old the pictures are, it's the same guy in every picture, you know. So she goes snooping around like, why bet there's more stuff going on, and that's when Icon shows up. She's like, oh shit, he was so quiet they didn't know he was in the house with them. So he goes there, find them. Her boyfriend pulls a gun out on Icon, but he's shaking the whole time, and she's like, you're not gonna do anything with that. He's like, yeah, I am. So he walks up closer to him and bam, shoots him in the chest. You know, and they're like, oh shit, what do we do? But of course, it's Icon, superhero, doesn't do anything, gets up. They try to run because they get scared like it's a horror movie. He just scoops them right up, all of them, puts them in the room, and basically tell them, I'll make a deal with you. You try to rob me, you try to kill me, but I don't want my secret getting out. So you leave here, don't commit crime ever again, and don't tell anybody my secret, and I'll let you out of here. But you can't tell anybody, and you can't commit crime, because if you do commit a crime, and I think her boyfriend wet himself. It's kind of hard to see, but I think you can see it right there. And he's like, if you do crime again, I will know. And he crushes it, and he's like, what are you doing here? She's like, I don't know. I'm like, well, you better find out and fix your life, you know, and tells her, and that's it. So she thinks about it the whole day, about what's going on. The boyfriend, then she goes back to the mansion the next day, and, you know, basically says, I want to talk to you. And he like, okay, you can talk to me. He like, I want you to be a superhero. He like, a super what? You know, like he didn't even know what that is. He's just like, look, you be a superhero, you fight crime, I'll be your sidekick, and we can clean up the city, you know, and he's like, no, I don't want to be a superhero. You can't make me a superhero. Like, I can convince you, and like, what's the point of being a superhero? Because let's say I do all these things, and if I do all this stuff that other people can't do, how am I going to be inspiration to people? And plus, all they're going to do is to blame me for the stuff that I don't do. So being a superhero is kind of stupid, you know. And she was like, well, what about, don't you ever get upset when you see the dope boys on Martin Luther King? Martin Luther King stood for all this positive things and all these positive, similar stuff like that. But you got dope boys selling dope on his street named after his name. Like, doesn't that bother you or something? Like, they're basically pissing on his memory, you know. And she's just like, well, what you want me to do? You want me to get rid of the drug dealers? They're like, if I get rid of drug dealers, more drug dealers can pop up. Well, get rid of them too. I can't, because the way the system works, the economic structure works, there will always somebody on the corner selling drugs to escape poverty and despair. So there's nothing I can do about it. There will always be somebody there. You're like, can you at least try? So then we flash back 100 years earlier when another woman is basically telling him the same thing. Why don't you use your powers to do some good? And it turns out it's his wife, and you notice his wife is the spitting image of Raquel. So he changed his mind. He's like, yeah, I'll do it. And she was like, okay. And by the way, my name is Raquel. His name is Augustus Freeman. In the old book, his name was Augustus Freeman the Fourth, because he kept renaming himself when he ever got too old. But that's neither here nor there. So that's Icon and Rocket. So that story. So here's the thing, Eli. A lot of people don't know this because I guess they weren't around, but I can tell you, this is almost an exact retelling of the 1992 story. Like, to the T, like almost everything. They almost didn't change anything. They may have simplified the story, but everything pretty much plays out the exact same way. She breaks in the house because of her boyfriend. He stops her. She comes back. Superhero, all the stuff like that. And yeah, that's what happens. So that's why this story is so good, Eli, because Dwayne McDuffie wrote it. So of course it was good for him. And I'll even show you that story also. I'm just going to show you real quick. I'm not going to review it anything. But like I said, you will see the same beats play out. They don't even have dialogue at the beginning of it. It's just see the same spaceship. He escapes. He's a baby. He gets found by, see, the same thing. She wants a typewriter. The same thing. They don't change anything except one main thing. They changed the characterization of Icon. See, here's the thing. In the old story, he's a Trump supporter. He's a black conservative. That's the thing about it. And that's the thing that Dwayne McDuffie really wanted to drive forward, that he was a black conservative. He's based on those black people that you see on Fox News. That was him. He thinks black people should get up by the bootstraps. He won't do anything. And she has to be the one to convince him. So The old book wasn't, even though Icon was the main guy, Rocket was the star of that book. So I don't know how they're going to do it here, but we'll see. But that's all. But that's the reason this story was good, because Dwayne McDuffie wrote it. Static sucked because I don't know who the fuck wrote that shit. So I don't know. So hopefully, but at the same, I don't know if I want them to just keep retelling old stories. Do something different. Do something new. Just be good. I don't know. So that's all I got. Well, I got more books, but what you got after that?
No, I enjoyed it.
I enjoyed it too, but because it was a better writer that wrote it. That's why. That's the thing. I just shocked at the bottom line, slang and suicide. Say fuck around and find out. Wait, did he say that? And had Superboy say fuck around. Wait, what are you talking about?
In this?
Gabe, in this? Not in this. What are you talking about? You lost me with that, Gabe. Okay. But yeah, what are we talking about? Yeah, but
are you doing Shang-Chi?
Yeah, I do Shang-Chi.
Okay, I'll do Beta Ray Bill.
Cool. All right. Last book. That's end of this run.
Yeah, Beta Ray Bill, number 5, written and drawn by Daniel Warren Johnson.
Mm-hmm.
Colors by Mike Spicer. So, what's been going on? Beta Ray Bill, the Horseman Thor, has been on a quest to get Twilight because Thor broke his Stormbreaker axe, which allowed him to turn into a human every night.
Or a humanoid.
Or back to his normal self. He's like a humanoid alien who got turned into this horse monster.
Yeah.
And he had Odin gave him a Stormbreaker so that every night he can turn back into his normal self. And Lady Sif was about to bang him, but then was like, aren't you going to turn back into your human form? Because I don't want to fuck a horse. So, and reject him. So he went on this quest.
She's not into that.
Yeah, she's not into horses.
There's a whole section on certain websites that have it, but yeah.
Yeah, so he goes on this journey to find Twilight, Surtur's sword, and take it from him. So him, Pip the Troll, Scourge, and Scuttlebutt, who turned into a hot robot, has been on this quest, this Lord of the Rings fellowship journey to basically hell, or the whatever Heim, the Helheim or whatever.
Niflheim or
and
Muspelheim,
Muspelheim, and they battling demons and shit to get this sword. So this is the final battle. He finally faces Surtur, and Bill is like, I got some images. I took some fucking because I love Daniel Warren Johnson's art.
Mm-hmm.
So basically Surtur's all gigantic and shit, and Bill's like, you know what, if you're like a true warrior, we'd have like Mortal Kombat, because you're like a building. You're like, it's like me fighting a building. Why don't you shrink down to my size and we'll go at it? We'll go toe to toe. So he does. So Surtur shrinks down to human size, and him and Bill basically beat the shit out of each other. And on top of a church, which is pretty cool.
Nice. Okay.
So there's
symbolism.
The image. Yeah. So there's the image. You can see Daniel Warren Johnson, his art, his action, full of all this kinetic energy. Surtur's beating the shit out of him. They kind of go back and forth, And then, whoops. I thought this was cool. So, Pip the Troll has a, what do you call it? A pulse rifle from Aliens.
Nice. Okay.
I thought that was pretty cool. And he's trying to help out Bill and shit. But Surtur ends up critically wounding Pip. But then Pip, do I have that? I didn't say that, did I? Okay, so Pip ends up, he's almost dying and shit, and Surtur grabs him and is like, I'm gonna kill you. But then Pip takes like a grenade and throws it at him, or plants it on him, and then portals himself back to the ship, and then Surtur's arm blows off and shit. And then Scuttlebutt transforms herself into a big giant gun.
Okay,
You know.
Megatron. Okay.
Yeah, and you can see and it's like, here, Scourge, fire me. You know, and there's Scourge way down at the bottom of the gun with the little ass trigger. And then boom.
Got him. Okay.
Yeah, takes out that, like the scale, like his scale. Like I said, I love his art. Very gritty and raw and shit, violent and brutal. Totally metal. This is metal as fuck. I can totally hear the death metal playing over this shit. And you know, of course, then Bill grabs the Twilight right there. You know, takes the sword and cuts off Surtur's head.
Oh, damn, with the Twilight Sword. Okay.
Yeah, bam. And yeah, then sword's mine now. So they're back on the ship. So Bill, there you go. He transforms back into like his human self, or his humanoid, his normal self. And he's talking to Pip, you know, in the med bay, and like, hey, you know, good job, you know, on your thing, on your journey and all that shit. And, you know, I'm glad you got what you wanted. And Bill is like, you're right, Pip. I couldn't be happier. But he still sees himself as a monster, as his horse self.
Right.
So kind of a very melancholy ending. Like, I went on this big journey. Everybody sacrificed. Pip almost died. Scourge almost died. Everybody, you know, helped me basically make myself look like all this, so I can make myself look like this.
Right.
And he's still conflicted about it. I thought that was very poignant.
I mean, I'm pretty sure he'll feel better if he go bang himself. So
yeah,
you know.
But does he want to now? I think he's feeling, you know, I was actually hoping for the robot sex, you know.
I mean, you can do both, you know. Go after sip, then I'm sure a robot won't get jealous. Or maybe they will. I don't know.
Scuttlebutt was like, you know, it was very, basically, I know you, man. I know everything about you. I know what you like. I know what you love.
She's into the horse stuff.
Yeah, so, she doesn't just be yourself, bro. You know, fuck that other, you know, that high maintenance fucking chick that, you know, got to be wined and dined and shit. Like, let's, you know, let's hang. Let's Netflix and chill right here, you know. So yeah, I love this. This is probably this might be my book of the year. You know, bold statement, but like I said,
we'll see what tops it. But yeah,
I'm a huge Daniel Warren Johnson fan, and just taking a character like a B-list character and injecting him with so much depth and emotion, and you know, it was very moving. It was a very moving story about an outcast searching for purpose, you know, and he still doesn't know if he found it yet, you know. So I thought it was moving.
But he had an art. That's the thing. He had an art.
Yeah. So 5 out of 5. Great series.
I don't know, don't, but Static. I wish it was. Yeah, I think it's the right. I'm just saying, it's not that the book isn't for me. I just think that book sucks. That's all. That's just me. You know. Yeah.
It's just like, I don't know. For me, it's like I'm getting that from Miles, you know.
But Miles is a better book.
Yeah,
that's the thing.
Yeah, I was like, it's trying to be a Miles book, and I mean, and I'm like, I can see the similarities, but yeah, like you say, Miles is a better book, you know.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So it's not that this book is for me, because we read this shit all the time. It's just back to the story. Like, the book starts off in the projects with a character that has nothing to do with the story. She gets powers she's never seen again. We go to Static. I'm not gonna talk about Static. Let's move on past that. I don't even want to waste my time talking about that book, man.
But basically, right when the cops show up at the end, I'm like, oh, and it's done.
And it's done. That's it. It's just another hook or something else, you know.
Yeah. So right when I started to care, like, it was done. I was like,
right. That's how they get you. Okay. So yeah. So I think that's the last book I got. Shang-Chi number 3. And you know, I've been upset, Eli, because I keep thinking that they're gonna have Shang-Chi just job all the Marvel universe, but so far it hasn't been that. So it's actually been just kind of team ups. But it has been some friction because he has a new status quo, and the Avengers kind of figure him out now. Like, is he on our side? Is he on their side? What's the deal? You know. So that's what we got going on right now. So this one is all over the book. Shang-Chi versus Wolverine. Why are they fighting? Why are they even meeting up? Why is Wolverine in this book? That's what we're going to find out. So the book starts off in the Muckross Lake in Ireland. Now, this is basically a reference to, or an analog to, the Loch Ness Sea in Scotland.
Loch Ness, yeah, lake, yeah.
Yeah.
The lock. It's a lock.
It's like it's in there somewhere. So yeah. So this guy is taking his tour. Some asshole throws a protein bar in the lake. He's like, well, what did you just do that for? You're like, the fish, it's a nasty protein bar. The fish would rather have than I want to. He was like, and they see something's jumping up, and boom, it is the Muckross monster. Not the Loch Ness monster, the Muckross monster. Oh, Mucky, if you want to. So they're like, we're gonna die. No, we're not gonna die, because the lake witch is watching over us. So she plays her flute. I'm thinking she's playing like that Future song, Percocet. Molly Percocet. That's just me.
Oh, I thought it was the police. Many miles away, something crawled to a surface.
It could be. I'm gonna look at on Spotify, see if it matches up. Basically, some flute, or maybe like the Power Ranger thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, Zelda. Something like that. Anyway, she takes out the Muckross monster. Oh, Mucky. Takes him out with her song, whatever song you want to put in your head. And he's live streaming the whole thing. He's streaming. He was like, oh, yeah, I'm going to get my followers up. And he was like, yeah, can I see your phone for a second? Yeah, thanks. Crunch. You're like, what the hell, old man? What you see my phone for? Look, we have an understanding. No, she takes care of us. We take care of her. Nobody's supposed to know that she's here. But while they crushed her phone, they didn't pay attention to his girlfriend, also recorded it. So she goes viral. So they're in the Chinatown, stronghold in their base. And basically they're talking about, anyway, she's gone viral. And what's the guy named Master Ling? Master Ling is kind of like their butler or whatever like that. And he basically shows them that this girl goes viral. I think somebody that y'all need to know about. And Brother Saber realized, oh, it's her. You're like, you know her? Yeah, she's basically she's your sister. She's all your sisters. She's from the House of Deadly Staff. And basically, Brother Saber was sent to kill her because her father told her to do it, but he didn't do it because he just didn't do it. But he realized that maybe if he had a chance to do it again, he probably would have killed and been done with it. So he was like, I got another chance. Now she's alive. Let's go over there and go ahead and finish what we started. And she's like, no, what the hell, man? That's our sister. We're not going to kill our sister. We're going to go over here and find out what's going on with it and going to right all the wrongs our father did. He like, So it's more and more friction between these two coming more and more as we go along. So they go down to Ireland, to the Muckross Lake or whatever. Master Ling enchanted the flute because when they fought last time, Brother Saber chopped off part of her staff, her flute. So he enchanted it to track them to where it is. When they get down there in front of the Muckross house, there's this big protest going on right now. The witch must go. The witch must go. It's a whole protest going on right there. So when they get down there, the flute leaves his hand and arrives right in Zillion's hand, Xylon's hand. And she's like, Brother Saber. She think that they're the killer again. So she's like, and she plays her future song, Percocet. Molly Percocet. And then she traps him again, and then in the woods comes out Wolverine, and right before she kills him, boom, Wolverine comes out. Hey, bub, you might put an eye out with that thing. Wolverine's here. And she's like, how do you know my name? He was like, well, my friend Beast did all this. Boom, brother, Sister Dagger kicks in the face. He's like, yeah, y'all don't want a piece of this. That those swords are not as sharp as what I got on me right now. And that's when Shang-Chi shows up, punches him in the face. Wolverine stopped, and Wolverine's like, that I heard you teamed up with your old man. You're like, okay, yeah, that's how we're gonna play it. That's how we're gonna go. So Wolverine is slashing them like that. Now, here's my thing. I don't think Wolverine is going full out at Shang-Chi. He's just, playing around with him. But I think if you want to tag Shang-Chi, he could. So are you with the Friends of Humanity? Some other anti-mutant government group? He's like, no, I'm not with any of these guys. This is a family business, And that's when she's like, that's what you people are always doing, jumping into our business. And Shang-Chi's like, y'all chill out with the you people talk. We're not racist. You're like, no, my people are the reason I'm here. You're like, huh? What do you mean? He was like, your sister, she's a mutant. That's why I'm here. I'm here to take her back to Krakoa. He was like, what? So none of them knew that. And now they started to realize, like, that's that protest outside. That's why they're protesting. I've seen it for 100 years now. They're out for mutant blood. You're like, and that's why. And so, and they realized that that's why Brother Saber was sent to kill her to begin with. Why? Because their father is a fucking racist. He hates mutants. So that's why he sent them to kill her sister when he found out she was a mutant, take her out. So they're like, no, she got to go. So Wolverine like, no, y'all not touching her. So Shang-Chi, and then Brother Saber punches Wolverine. He's like, oh, that's how we going to do it? Shang-Chi grabs their blades. He's like, no, y'all are not touching the sister. But he sees Wolverine coming. So he takes their blades and blocks Wolverine's claws with their blades. Then he kicks him, but he kicks him too hard into like a cliff. And then he runs fast enough to catch him before he falls the cliff. He was like, I got you. He like, I wasn't going to die. I mean, it would have hurt, but appreciate you saving me, And so while all this going on, and she's like, wait, whose side are you on? So he goes after his sister, and she plays another flute song, gets him. But instead of fighting her, he talks way out of it. He basically said like an old ancient proverb that's something to do with their father. And basically just like, you know what? You got me. Something about honor and know your difference between your friends and your enemies and your family and your enemies. So, and basically he's trying to recruit her to replace their old sister as the new staff member, sister staff. So and Wolverine like, you sure you want to go with us? Because I don't know what's going to have you go with them. He was like, look, that's my family. I go with my family. Vin Diesel, yada, yada, yada. That's what it is. But Wolverine's just like, the mob is coming for her. But don't worry, you get out here. I got you back. Snick. Now, we all know the Krakoan rule is that you can't kill humans. However, Wolverine is part of the X-Force, which is CIA, and they have a license to kill, So anyway, so she's just been playing her flute for 12 hours straight, don't want to talk to anybody, and they just like, she needs to be with us because powerful people like that, the government hates them. So she needs to be with a family, basically. And they're like, we don't trust her, but we trust you. But meanwhile, some other dude shows up, same dude as in the last book, and same book before that one, keeps showing up and saying, I want to make an offer to you where we're going to bring the 5 houses down. And next issue, the Fantastic Four. So he's supposed to fight Fantastic Four next in another book.
So who is that? Johnny?
No, he fights all of them.
Yeah, but who is that? Who's the dude who showed up?
The dude? Oh, talking about the dude at the end?
Yeah.
No, it's just some dude.
It's just some dude.
Yeah, we don't know who it is. It's a shadow figure because he's popped up in all of these books so far.
Okay,
but we don't know who he is. But it obviously is going to be some big thing, big reveal later on. So the Mandarin, we know it's the Mandarin. But yeah, I'm booked out. What you got?
I guess I'll do the United States of Captain America.
Okay.
Number 2.
Okay. Yeah, I want to see if you can sell me on this one because I don't know. First book was kind of
Yeah. So this is so Captain America and Falcon are after some assassins that are trying to kill these community Captain Americas. Last book it was like the gay Captain America that they're trying to kill. He like rides the railways, and
he stole his shield too. Yeah.
Stole his shield and basically turned him on to this network of Captain Americas, people from smaller marginalized communities that are taking on the mantle of Captain America to help out their communities, And so Sam and Cap basically are on the road trying to find these different Captain Americas. They end up in Gettysburg, Pennsylvania, and the site of many Civil War battles. And there's some commentary about the Civil War and how it divided the country, and has the country ever really healed itself since then. So they go to this town and they're looking for this girl named Nichelle Wright. And it turns out she's like an activist. She's trying to save like the water pipelines, trying to keep the clean water. Doesn't want to turn the town into another Flint, Michigan. But the water main broke in the town and it's flooded the town. And everybody in the town are divided. You know, there's some people that are like on her side. Other people are like, no, she's a terrorist. She's a radical. Throw her in jail. And they do. She's in jail. But they're looking at the pipeline, at the water main that's broken. It looks like it's been impacted by Captain America. I recognize these dents. These are done by a shield. So this must be where that assassin came and is trying to kill all these Captain Americas. So they go to the jail to go get her out, to go talk to her. And the cops are all assholes. They're like, she's a troublemaker. She's a rioter and, criminal and all this stuff. He says some really crappy shit to Sam. And Sam ends up like throwing him through the window and shit.
Get it in.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Basically says some racist shit to Sam. Sam ends up throwing him, throwing the cop. And, and Cap's just like, hey, be glad all he did was throw you through the window, because if that assassin shows up, he would have killed all of you. So be glad we're here instead of him, So they go and talk to her, and here she is. She's in jail. She kind of looks like, what's her face from the Fugees?
Lauryn Hill.
Lauryn Hill, yeah.
I can see it. Yeah, I can see it. Yeah.
And basically tells her like, hey, yeah, I just want your symbol, and we're trying to help out the community, basically because she kind of chews him out. Like, you know what, you guys are all fighting. Basically, what I've been saying, you guys are all fighting aliens in space, traveling back in time, multiverse shit, all this cosmic crap. You guys aren't dealing with us little folk, the people in this, you ain't dealing with the, the real people, the lower class people on the streets. You don't care about our community. So a bunch of us said, fuck y'all. We're going to do it ourselves, since you won't. You're busy fighting aliens all the time. So she, like, I'm not going to join you. She basically said, I'm out. Y'all go do you. I'm going to stay here and fight for my town and fight for my community. And so, okay, well, just know that some assassin's trying to kill you. Turns out the assassins are that speed demon and Sin. What's her face?
Sin, so Red Skull's daughter.
Red Skull's daughter.
Yeah.
And that says to be continued. They reveal, yeah. So they're the ones that are trying to kill these Captain Americas from smaller communities because they hate what America stands for and all that stuff.
Because they're Nazis and all stuff like that.
Yeah.
Let's see. Shout out to Coochie Man 04.
All right.
So yeah.
And then at the end, we get basically an origin story of her. Nichelle's origin story. How she decided that she was like a gymnast, and she quit being a gymnast. She said, "Fuck gymnastics. I'm gonna help out my."
Oh, they have their finger on the pulse with that one.
I just realized that.
I mean, this book. Did this book come out before that?
It came out Wednesday.
Like Wednesday, right?
So this art had to be done by then.
Right.
The art was done last month and shit. So.
I know they didn't predict it was going to happen. It was just.
So yeah, she was in it. She was like a champion star. She's decided to quit sports and athletics because the shit going on in her community, and she'd rather, help out her community, use her abilities to help out her community instead of chasing trophies and gold medals. So yeah, and next week or next month we get Native America.
There we go. Okay.
Captain Native America up next. We'll see how this pisses off Fox News. And that's the only reason why I'm reading it. I want to see what they're all pissed off at. And it's the same old shit,
Like they got mad at the last book. Wait till you see this one.
Yeah. Yeah. The only other book I read was I'll give that a 3 out of 5. It was okay. And the only other book I read was this Amazing Fantasy #1.
I had no idea what this thing is.
Yeah. Amazing Fantasy.
Cool cover.
There's Thor.
Is that Kazar? Oh,
I mean, no, that's
Thor.
Captain America riding a giant lion, fighting an orc.
Oh man, I thought it was Kazar, but okay.
Yeah, with a hot elf chick, laying down.
Captain Native
just chilling.
America. Okay. Let's see. Boo.
And then so basically this starts out as it's like a flashback in World War II. Captain America he's on a ship that gets sunk, and he basically looks like he drowns and then wakes up on some desert island, and then a giant griffin shows up.
Okay, so not so not the Savage Land, stuff like that. It's okay.
Yeah. And then they fight a dragon, and then it cuts to Black Widow. She's in the Red Room, and she escapes the Red Room, and basically gets shot by this dude. And I think basically what happens is they die, and then they wake up in this weird fantasy realm. Same thing with Spider-Man. Spider-Man's fighting Green Goblin. He gets blown up by one of his pumpkin bombs, and then he shows up. He wakes up in this fantasy realm. So it's basically Captain America, Black Widow, Spider-Man in this fantasy realm, joining different factions, I guess, like D&D there or Magic the Gathering, different factions, Spider-Man's with these like Hawkmen, and then he runs into Uncle Ben.
Oh damn, okay.
Yeah. Runs into Uncle Ben, and that's the end of the issue. So it's basically another version of Savage Avengers. And
I mean, I guess they can't go into Savage Land. The Savage Avengers already in the Savage Land, so you got to go somewhere else.
But with different characters.
So I mean, it could have went to Weird World or something. I don't know.
Yeah,
they didn't have to use the Avengers. They could have used like some of their other no-name characters. What was that dude? Thundar? Not Thundar. Some dude with lightning bolts they had. I can't remember what his name was. They could have used that guy. Archon. They could have used him.
Yeah.
So
yeah. So it's basically another Savage Avengers, only with different Avengers. So it's a fantasy book with superheroes. So yeah. So it was okay. 3 out of 5. I just checked it out just to check it out. I don't know if I'm going to see read the next issue.
Yeah, when you start talking about Amazing Fantasy, I was like, they brought that book back? Because I know Amazing Fantasy from Spider-Man, but I don't know that. I didn't know that. But I know that's what Amazing Fantasy was originally at first. It was just these anthology stories, different things popping up. So I didn't know. I guess they still own the name. They're going to do something with it. Yeah. So
I read a bunch of other shit. I read Something Is Killing the Children. I read the new Berserker, which is still cool. The Keanu Reeves book. The Star Wars books. Both books were pretty good this week. Yeah, I read a bunch of shit. They've been dropping a lot of shit these last couple weeks. Blowing a lot of money.
Yeah. So yeah, and I'm trying to start back up the video game, live streaming. We were gonna do something like Eli, should we make the announcement? 2
Sure.
weeks from now. Yeah, 2 weeks from now, we're gonna do Friday the 13th on Friday the 13th. We're gonna work out the final details. What were you talking about?
I forgot about that.
Oh, yeah, we're gonna do that. So we're gonna do a live stream there. We're still working out the details. We're gonna find out. Hey, if anybody else want to join in with us, let us know. I'll work into the schedule. Also, I got the message loud and clear. You don't want to see me do Virtual Fighter anymore. But guess what? I don't give a shit. I'm gonna keep doing it anyway. Because I like playing the game. So yeah, I don't know. That's what I'm going to keep doing.
But
so
Captain Native American's weakness is colonizers. The fuck?
Yeah. Let me see.
Oh, no. I mean, no. That ain't because natives are still here. Colonizers didn't do shit.
Right. I'm trying to get an origin of all the Batman bills I wanted. Scarecrow, Angry Redemption comics on him. New 52. Start there. Scott Snyder, Greg Capullo. Start there. You can't go wrong.
Yeah,
you don't even have to know Batman stuff. I mean, you can go older than that, but hey, let's go with that.
Yeah.
So
sure.
So start there. So anything else we got to do? Or
I think that's it. I'm booked
Okay.
out pretty much, you know.
I'm booked out also. Next week, I think Suicide Squad drops. Don't worry, we are not going to do a whole Suicide Squad show. We're going to just talk about it, move on, probably drop some other books, stuff like that, and go up there. Well, it depends. We'll see how the flow of the internet goes. We'll let the internet detect what we decide what we do. We'll see.
Oh, Gabe's asking about the Friday 13th. Does he have Friday 13th?
Gabe, you get it. Just go get it. You got 2 weeks to get
free?
it. Let me find out some details about it, and I'll let you know. Will that stream 13th, that multiplayer game? It's a multiplayer game, Gabe. Hey, you want to jump in, Gabe? Let us know. We'll add you to the stream.
And then we can kill Jason. It takes a group effort.
Gabe, I've never played the game before. I have no idea what's going on. Got it. You got it. Okay.
I think it takes at least 3 people to kill Jason.
Okay, Gabe, you're in. I got you. I'm gonna put you down there. You're on the event list. Okay. Coochie Man, chill. You on Twitch. You play video games. Jump in with us. That's it. Yeah, until, like I said, we'll come in with another week and we'll go from there. Until then, this is Leroy.
This is Eli.
We'll talk to you guys next week. Same bully time, same bully channel.
Starts off like a small town marriage, lovely wife and life, baby carriage. Now all the stars have cars, success of course, but it ends in Hollywood divorce, Hollywood divorce.
And I'm a star, yeah, and I don't have to go to Hollywood, cause Hollywood come through my neighborhood with cameras on. I really think they stealing from us like a sample song. I really wish one day we take it back like Hammer's home. The hurricane come and took my Louisiana home, and all I got in return was a darn country song. This old country wrong. Oh, but you're right if you just put a little ice on and cut your mic on, but you don't even write songs. But Hollywood make you spit like a python. I'm in Cobra, I'm so not sober. I'm high like a Hollywood. Coffee or soda, you can call me a roller. Hold up, your grill's glistening. Spent 100,000 on mine to feel different. What's the real sense of it? Bling bling, I know. And did you know I'm the creator of the term? I just straighten the perm. They let it sit too long. They just making it burn. Make a movie of our lifestyle, but they earn like a dead body burned on the mantelpiece. That's why I try not to lie on wax like it's candle grease. And I be still little nigga, cooler than antifreeze. Defrost on your window pane. Lil Wayne, but in Hollywood it's Little Wayne. Don't make me none, so that's why I got a prenum. I do.
Starts off like a small town marriage, lovely wife and life, baby carriage. Now all the stars have cars, success of course, but it ends in Hollywood divorce, Hollywood divorce.
A is for Adamsville, B is for born home. See if I give a fuck, if you like me, you know I don't. If she ain't got a good head on her, leave that hoe alone. If she do got some good head on her, let her sing a song. D is for what I serve, I don't be on no curb. She ain't no junkie neither, I ain't no dope dealer, but she keep coming back. 3 stacks, must be some crack. Put that pipe in her lap, she ain't know how to act. Now that I've got your undivided attention, I'm gonna say this and run under condition 1. Promise me you gon' stack, promise me you gon' ball, promise me you'll invest 3/4 of it all. For what? So your kids can have some cheese. Can't get with it, get on your knees, cause wealth is the word. Riches round the corner from the curb. Don't like what I write, shoot me a bird.
10th grade, the way was paid for me and Dre to create. Like Dr. Frankenstein, the arts and crafts. Now could we make a difference? Antoine Patton and Andre Benjamin been jamming for you crabbing rap niggas and journalists that's quick to misprint public and private business, then retract back for deaf ears and think it's dismissed. Part 2, the sequel, all new cast. Just ain't the same gang of nerds on the internet slandering your name behind that screen name. They're lame and their life is pretty plain. M&M's with no nuts won't show up face to face. Straight bitch made like puppies on the nipples of a mutt. Address it on a case by case basis like the judge. What about the lying asshole trying to plot, or these niggas on the block who want the queen? Nigga, please. But even she can walk, we'll miss her. We ain't gon' fake it, but God don't make mistakes. Must be something bigger waiting.
Starts off like a small town marriage,
I do love you, but you hate me at the same time. Lights, camera, action, it's game time. Do you take this here as your lovely wife? To love her and cherish her for all your life? I solemnly swear to dare share and take you there. And me and you together, baby, we a lucky pair. It's been a long time, we walk a thin line. Others say they got you, but you've been mine. As I sit back and watch all the cat fights, domestic violence, is that right? But you love the dog, gave me the spotlight. And now I'm going up, showing up, blowing up. I never ever thought that we were separated all. But you played me like a game of football. Used to feed me, need me, dress me. Now it's so messy, straight cut out and left me.
Hollywood divorce. All the fresh styles always start off as a good little hood thing. Look at blues, rock, jazz, rap. Not even talking about music, everything else too. By the time it reach Hollywood, it's over. But it's cool. We just keep it going, make new shit.
Take our game, take our name. Give us a little fame, and then they kick us to the curb. That's a cold thing.